What's up, Sud Squad? This is Joanna, aka the Soap Gal. In this video, we're going to talk about how to master batch lye. I am going to show you how to make a 50-50 lye solution. The reason why you need to make a 50-50 lye solution, because it helps you to have lye ready from one batch to the next batch. It doesn't matter when you change your oils, you always have a solution ready for you. You don't have to wait for that lye solution to cool down because it's already at room temperature. So let's go to the studio and let's make this 50-50 lye solution. Welcome to my studio. We are going to make 50-50 lye solution. To make the 50-50 lye solution, you need a few things. We're first going to start with why I have a piece of paper on my table. Is because if lye beads fall, I want to be able to contain that in something. Another thing that I like to do is I like to have a dough pan or some type of container, and then I put my scale on, so in case for any reason the lye beads fall, it goes into here, then it lands into here. So I have different protection. Another thing that you're gonna need is your PPE, personal protective equipment. And I have my gloves on. Actually, I have two sets of gloves on. Just in case it rips, I have another glove underneath. I have my sleeve protectors. I have my vinyl apron. I always have my hairnet on. And then I have a respirator, and I have safety glasses or goggles. You need all of this because you only have one set of eyes and skin, and this is toxic. For equipment, I have containers, a thermometer, my scales, and then I have my sodium hydroxide beads and my distilled water. I also have a container that I can put my 50-50 lye solution in with a air sealed tight top, so then that way it will stay nice and strong so I can store it for later. So we're gonna get started by putting on all of our safety goods, and I'm just gonna do the water first. I know I didn't need to put on my safety glasses for the water, but we're just gonna weigh out our water first. So we're gonna turn our scale on and we're gonna pour our water. And because it's a 50-50 solution, that means they're equal parts. So I'm going to pour out, let's do 16 ounces. Almost there. Almost. Okay, 16 ounces of water. We're gonna set that to the side. I'm also have 8 ounces of ice, and I'm gonna add in more water to that. So I'm gonna do it two different ways so you can see the temperature. So I already have 8 ounces. Now I'm gonna add in another 8 ounces. So now I have ice water. Okay, so I have 1 pound of water in each of my containers. I'm gonna set my distilled water to the side. And now we're gonna weigh out our sodium hydroxide. Carry that out. And let's weigh out 1 pound. See how these beads can kind of jump? That's why I have the container within the containers. Ooh, that was a big piece. A little tiny bit more, 16 ounces. And because this is 32 ounces of it, I know that I have 16 ounces in here as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and measure it out to just make sure. So carry, and exactly 16 ounces. All right, so I have all my sodium hydroxide, everything's measured out. So now I don't need the scale anymore. And normally what I would do is I would take this and put it in here and slowly pour, but I want you to be able to see it. So I'm gonna move that to the side. I have a thermometer because I want to get the temperature of the water before I start. So we're at 75.7 degrees. Now I'm gonna put on my respirator because once the sodium hydroxide hits the water, there will be fumes, unsafe fumes. All right, we're going to slowly pour in the sodium hydroxide. So pour this in. Let's get that big lump, okay? And then we're gonna stir. Woo! If you can see those fumes. All right, we're already at 130 degrees. Okay, so let's keep. Okay, so this is why we say we need to be in a well-ventilated area. Okay, now that I have it all together, we are at 221 degrees. So we're going to just keep stirring, allowing this to dissolve. Okay? Okay, now that once it gets fully dissolved, then the water is going to go clear. We're going to move this over to the side. And now we're going to do it with ice water. Okay, this water is 42 degrees. Okay, we're going to pour in our lye solution. And we're going to keep stirring. We're at 115 degrees. You always put the lye into the water. You never put the water into the lye because you'll create a volcano. I'm not going to do that one. I'm not going to show you how that would happen. Just trust me on that. So I'm going to take out the rest of these little beads. And this is 182 degrees. This one here is still 211 degrees. Now, give me a second. Whew. So now, I want you to know, now we're gonna have to wait for this to cool. This is extremely hot. So you're gonna make sure that this is in a place where no one's gonna be messing with it. So you wanna make sure it's out of the way of any children or any pets or any husbands. I just had to say that. It's a little joke between Darren and I. But seriously, you want to make sure that this is able to completely cool down. See, it's already at 209. This one's at 125. As you can see, now I'm going to have to do this ahead of time, wait for it to cool down. Once it cools down, I will be putting it into this container. So I'm going to wait for it to cool down. So now that it has cooled down a little bit, not quite as much as I want, but for this video, I want to show you the rest of the process. I'm going to take my dough pan again, and I'm going to set this to a side in case it spills. And I'm going to take my lye solution, I'm going to pour them together. Okay? And then now I'm going to make sure everything is dissolved again. And now I'm going to take my container that I'm going to use. I would definitely create a sticker with crossbones or dangerous so you truly know what's in here, and mark it as 50-50 lye solution. So I'm going to open up my lid. I'm going to put my funnel on, and I'm going to put my strainer over my funnel, and then I'm going to just slowly pour my 50-50 lye solution into my container. Okay. See, you can see that I still have little pieces of lye that did not completely dissolve yet. Now I'm gonna put all this over here so I can wash it. I'm gonna put my cap on, make sure I have my stickers on, and now I know that this is my 50/50 lye solution ready to make soap. Because it's a little warm, I'm gonna keep the cap off. And that is how you make a 50/50 lye solution. Now, what do you do with a 50/50 lye solution? Well, it's there ready for you at any time when you want to make soap. It doesn't matter what that formula is. You're already there. All you're gonna have to do is add in your additional liquid that you want. So let's say you are making soap and you're using the Trinity blend of oils and you're making a smaller loaf. So what you're gonna do is you're going to use 2 pounds of the Trinity blend oil, 1 part sodium hydroxide, your 50/50 blend, and also whatever that amount is. Let's say you're using 14 ounces of that. You're just gonna add an additional 7 ounces of whatever liquid you want to use. So then that way we truly have 1 part sodium hydroxide and 2 parts water. And that is how I use my 50/50 solution. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe and always lather, rinse, profit, repeat.